Let's see a question here. Burke Industries has a revolving credit arrangement with its bank, which specifies that Burke can borrow up to 5 million. So there is a credit facility given to this particular company, this in Burke Industries, that if in situations when they require funds, they can borrow up till 5 million. So this is something like a pre-approved credit facility which is given to this organization. Now the interest rate is 9% payable monthly. Okay, annual interest rate is 9%, but it is payable monthly. After that, if they do not, in addition, Burki must pay a commitment fees of 0.25% per month on the unused portion of the line. If let's say there is no requirement, in that case, if they do not avail this facility, on the amount which is not availed, they will have to pay a commitment fees of 0.25%. That's the next point. Then that is also payable monthly. Then Burki expects to have a $2 million cash balance and no borrowings against this line of credit on April 1. So if we are talking about this as the opening balance of cash, then during April, we also see that net cash inflows of 2 million in April. So these are the details up till here related to April. Okay, so we do not see any cash outflow during April. Then comes the net cash outflows are 7 million in May. Then a net inflows of 4 million in June. If all cash flows occur at the end of the month, approximately how much will Burki pay to the bank during the second quarter related to this revolving credit arrangement? So we see that as of now, the credit facility is 5 million. After that, we have these 3 months during the second quarter, that is April, May, and June. So now the question is about how much, what are the charges which Burki will be paying to the bank on borrowings? What are the charges on not availing the credit facility? What are the charges? All of them together we have to look into. So what can we do? First, we need to assess whether is there any requirement of borrowings for Burki is what we have to assess. So if there was any borrowing during any particular month, what is the amount of interest which is paid on the borrowing is the next part of it. So we will have to assess what are the borrowings, what is the interest on borrowings. Apart from that, during any particular month, was there any unused facility of the revolving credit also has to be assessed, because each month, if there is any amount of unused credit, on that 0.25% of charges will be levied on 5 million. So that also has to be looked into. So the way we want to present it, see, it is your comfort. How do you want to present it? I just prepared a small table. See, first to assess, we need to know whether there was any requirement to borrow, whether borrowings were there during any particular month or not is the first important thing. So have a column for what is the amount borrowed at the end of the month. Then have, see, if there are borrowings, there would be interest on borrowing. So one more column for interest on borrowed funds. The third column is we also have to see was there any commitment fees paid on the unutilized credit facility. So have that and have a total column. So if we are starting with the first month in the second quarter, April, so we see that April details are April had beginning cash balance, which is 2 million. So this was at the beginning of the period. They didn't have any borrowings at the beginning of the month. And also there were no borrowings during the month also, because there's no there were no borrowings at the beginning of the month. There was no cash outflow during the month. That's another point. So, but we see that cash balance, beginning cash balance was 2 million and cash inflows, net cash inflows of 2 million, which means that cash inflows minus cash outflows checked together, it is 2 million. So altogether now they have available cash of 4 million. Done. So if they have 4 million, will they utilize? They will not utilize any of the credit facility that is extended. So if the credit facility is not availed on the total amount of credit facility of 5 million, they will have to make a payment of 0.25%. So which comes out to be 12,500. No borrowings, no interest on borrowings. So the total for this month is 12,500. We go to the next month. As it is, the available cash balance with them is opening balance of 2 is there, net cash inflows during April, another 2. So altogether 4 is there. But in May, there was a cash outflow. So net cash outflow of 7 million is there. So we see that there is a need to borrow 3 million. So 2 plus 2, 4, 4 minus 7 is 3. So this is what would be borrowed. So if they are borrowing, immediately they will not pay interest. They would pay the interest after 1 month because it's payable every month. So payable monthly on a monthly basis. So after 1 month time period expires, then only the interest would be paid. So on that note, if interest is to be calculated, it would be paid after 1 month, which will fall into June. So 3 million into 9% into 1 month only, because this is 9% is annual interest rate. So annual interest rate into proportionately make it for monthly. Done. So if they have utilized, then this interest amount should fall in the month of June. Then if they have availed 3 million, how much is unutilized? Unutilized is 2 million. So 2 million into 0.25. So 5,000 is the commitment fee or the charges which were paid in the month of May. Coming to June. Now June details given are, and net cash inflows of 4 million in June. So they have 4 million net cash inflows minus 3 is what they have borrowed during May. So when they have surplus balance, they would repay that. So out of 4, 3 is repaid. They would have 1 million with them. Done. So if the amount is repaid, no need to pay any interest. So nothing will fall into July. Otherwise, also we are not looking into what would happen in July. So the amount is settled. If the amount is settled, now then again that situation arises that they have unutilized credit facility of 5 million. If there is unutilized credit facility, they will have to pay a commitment fee of 0.25% on that. So 0.2% on 5 million comes out to be 12,500. So during the month of June, there is interest rate of 22,000, interest amount of 22,500 on the amount borrowed during May, plus the commitment fees 12,500, added together it is 35. So all the charges paid to the bank during the second quarter of the year, when we add them up, it comes out to be as 52,500.